It always seems like we're surprised to hit start.
It is. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Surprise, we're live.
It's such a... Cut. Take two. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night OWCP Chats with Chris and Gini. Those of you that are new, I'm Gini. That's Chris.
And if it wasn't obvious already.
We talk and educate and answer all your questions on federal work comp and federal work comp only.
And some other stuff.
And some other things. All right. Tonight we are talking about how to get a CA2 claim approved.
And what is a CA2 claim?
What is a CA2 claim?
It's a certain claim in OWCP for people to get hurt.
Yes. And we understand as we are wrapping up the end of the year that there will be less folks on here, but...
No excuses. You stay tuned into us.
Yeah.
No excuse.
Don't forget to like, follow, and share. Oh, I forgot to say, for October winners, there
Share
were
winner.
two.
Sure.
One
sure.
was Danielle Jackson.
What?
This girl shares every single thing.
She's a share machine.
And the other one was Barbara. I can't remember your last name, but I only know it because I see it on here. I think it's Bama Edwards.
Oh, we saw her in Charlotte. Bama.
Oh, no, she said Bama.
No, it's Bama, but let's don't argue in front of the kids. It's Bama.
Yeah. Anyway, Danielle and Barbara, which is her real name, please message me where you'd like your gift card to, and please email me please message me your email address. All right. You guys are already machine gunning questions. Hold on to them real quick. Just a little housekeeping. Don't forget the holidays are coming. Our Black Friday. Buy a book and buy another book.
I swear to God, she was taking a nap right over there just 2 minutes ago.
Anyways,
I
get
should
a
have done
book.
that. Here's the books.
There's the books. You buy one book, you buy another book.
You'll notice they're called Breaking OWCP. Both of them, they're different books. You can get them at breakingowcp.com. Buy them both. When you buy them both, they're discounted. When you buy them individually, they're not discounted as much, but they're still discounted, trust me. So get them together at breakingowcp.com. Some people are thinking, why do I need that book? I'm not hurt yet. Because if you wait till you need it, it's too late.
Yeah.
So I wrote the books so everyone will have the information. There's rules, laws, and regulations, tricks to make your supervisors stop hosing you, and some other good stuff to take a very complicated system and simplify it so that it fits in these two little books that will take you less than 2 hours to read in total. So check them out at breakingowcp.com.
Hello, everyone. Okay. Again, another housekeeping. So Black Friday is coming. Don't forget to get your books. We have t-shirts, we have mugs, hats, face masks, whatever you want. Go to
File a grievance, t-shirts, and stuff. Stupidvisor. Look, if you want a Stupidvisor thing, I made it for you. It wasn't my idea. Somebody on here, a lot of people on here said, make a Stupidvisor thing. And then nobody really wanted it because I thought you'd be too scared to wear it. But if you're not, go ahead and get it at breakingowcp.com.
Okay. So, yeah. Don't forget, Secret Santa, what is it? Black or white elephant, red elephant, what is it? White elephant?
Typically.
Something like that, elephant. These are really some funny gag gifts if you want to give somebody. So hop on our website, shop away. Okay. And we wanted to say welcome to our Charlotte, North Carolina office. Last week we did our grand opening and it was amazing. The entire staff, Dr. Cox and everybody there. We had Tom, our partner, if you guys saw. We had Chris talking. We had Tom talking. That's the famous Tom. And we had Eric Flowers there. It was really fun to hang out with Eric too. We got to hang out with Eric for almost, I think, every night. So,
what's up, Ron? My buddy Ron Speakman's on. Everyone say hi to Ron.
And what else? Okay.
Talk about where we're going.
As for the beginning of the year, I'm probably going to post this. You're probably going to see it posted at least once a week. We are doing meet and greet tour dates. So from January we have one place, But for February and March, you are going to see us traveling every single week. Every single Thursday, we are going to be someplace.
Remember Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
It's Gini and Chris's Excellent
Adventure.
OWCP Adventure.
Something.
Yeah. So that'll be coming. We're getting all our doctors to do open houses, so you guys could get to see the doctors live, see the office, see the staff. It's going to be
and come see us. We really like it when you do that. We had so many people in Charlotte that came out to see us. Prior to that, a lot of people in New York. Prior to that, a lot of people in California. Prior to that, a lot of people in Miami. We really like doing this, and because we really like meeting you in person. So we hope that many of you will turn out at one of our tour date locations, or multiples of them. We welcome you to any and all of them.
Don't forget to share. You could be November share winner for a $100 gift card. And in 2 weeks, on December 2nd, we are going to be in Tucson, Arizona with our other franchise doctor that just came on with us, Dr. David Heaton. And we're excited because hopefully it's going to be cold.
Yeah,
and snow.
So we want to while we're in Tucson, we're hoping to be able to meet with the Border Patrol Council there, because it's a group that's not getting any help from anyone ever, and Dr. Heaton wants to help them, and he's right there in Tucson, where they have the largest Border Patrol station along the southern border. So if you know any Border Patrol agents, or union reps or whatever from Tucson, let them know we're going to be coming.
And we have a whole group of new doctors coming on. I think by the end of the year, we'll probably have about 56 doctors. And if you need to find doctors and you have denied claims and want to know where to go find doctors, you go to federalinjurycenters.com, click locations, and then map of locations, and all of our doctors. The new ones that are coming on have not been put on there yet. But by the end of the year, by December, they'll all be on there. As soon as they get trained, that's when we put them on. So be patient. We have a couple more coming in Illinois. We have a couple more coming in California. I think Pennsylvania is coming.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch more. Joe works on that part. But
a lot, though. Many more coming.
Is coming. And then we still have all of next year. And this is why we're doing all these open house meet and greets. If you guys are sending in your questions, hold your questions so we can start talking about how to get your CA2 claim approved, and then we'll jump back at the end and tell you everything that we're doing again.
Yeah, and we'll answer whatever other questions you have too, but I specifically want to talk about CA2 claims because it seems like there's an unusual number of people that have no idea that their injuries are covered. And that's a tragedy because you always hear me say, nationwide, 1 out of 13 injured people has an accepted claim. Well, a big reason that is many of the 12 that don't have accepted claims never even attempted their claims because they didn't know they could. So tonight I want to talk to you about what you can do, and it's going to contradict what everyone at your job has told you can't do. But if you know me, you know that can't is a word that I hate. Can is a word that makes sense to me. Tonight I'm going to tell you what you can do to get those CA2 conditions approved, because what you can't do is continue to suffer through it. I always say, how are you going to make it through how are you going to make it to retirement if you can't make it through your next work shift?
Yeah, so hold your questions, please.
Yeah,
hang on. Take note, grab a paper and a pen, and write down all the things that you didn't know. We understand the holidays are here, especially for USPS. I know you guys have been busy for the last month already.
Yeah, you're going to be working overtime, getting more CA2 conditions, so pay attention.
And you're probably going to work till February. We always hear it. So, and then tonight, pay attention because we have a lot of our doctors that are going to be on there and be posting their locations. So there's a location. Again, if there's not one that the doctor is on, you can go to www. Did I say 2 or 3 W's?
We have 3 in our web address.
3 www.federalinjurycenters.com. Click locations and then click map and scroll down. All the locations are there. Address and phone numbers.
Yep.
And let's get into it with the CA2.
So before I do that, Dr. Suma's on.
Hey, Doc.
From Pinellas Park, Florida.
I was just there today.
Yeah. So thanks for helping us out there. Dr. Suma's on because he wants to see what you guys are talking about. When our doctors come on, it's because they're really interested in what your conversations are. They're learning from you. So Dr. Suma, thanks for being on. Before I get going, I want to say this. Today, our McKinney, Texas office, McKinney, Texas is a suburb of Dallas. It's like 20 minutes northeast of Dallas, almost just north of Dallas.
Yes.
It's in Collin County. It's a huge county, fast-growing county. McKinney is right in there. I believe it's the county seat of Collin County. But anyways, that's irrelevant. Here's my point. Today, they messaged Gini and said, guess what? We got 3 new claims approved today. 3 in one day.
Yay! This goes out to Dr. Clark, the nurse practitioner. Can't remember her name. Juanita, Nina, and the entire team there. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, so the reason I brought it up is they got 3 claims accepted. That's a fraction of all the ones they've ever gotten accepted. They have so many accepted. Yeah. And I bring that up because we all do. All the Federal Injury Center's offices have a lot of accepted claims. And but to have an office in an area like McKinney, Texas, it's not Chicago, it's not Los Angeles, it's not New York, it's not even Dallas, it's a smaller suburb of Dallas. But today they got notification that 3, Gloria, thank you, Jennifer, Gloria is a nurse practitioner.
Thank you.
They got 3 new claims accepted today, and we're so excited about that because that's what it's all about for us. It's about accepted claims. So I just got done saying 1 out of 13 federal employees has an accepted claim. Well, if you're in McKinney, Texas, it's damn near all of them, okay? Yeah. And that's the way Federal Injury Centers is. So if you're watching this and you want to know why we have that logo in the background, that's why.
Yeah.
We've expanded. We've got this franchise. We grow offices all over the country, and our whole purpose is accepted claims, okay? So we want it to be 13 out of 13.
Yeah, so again, if you have any denied claims and you want to get a new doctor and you don't want to go to the doctor that you're seeing, which you have a choice to go wherever you want. But if you want to come to Federal Injury Centers, go to the website, click locations, and then map and find one that's closest to you.
That's it. So with all that, let's talk about what is a CA2 claim. So first of all, when you're reporting a work injury, you have 2 options. You can report with a CA1 or a CA2. A CA1 is for any injury that happened today in a single shift. A CA2 is anything that happened over a longer period of time, 2 or more weeks, days, years, months, whatever, okay? A longer period of time than just one shift. And so when you think of that, it makes me think, in my very first place that I go is postal employees who stand all day on cement floors and letter carriers who walk 8 to 10 miles a day. And obviously in the other agencies, VA nurses are standing all day long. Clearly, we understand. And we know that TSA employees, there's very few of them that are sitting down. There's a lot of wear and tear that gets put on the lower body, on the ankles, knees, and hips. But the first place I think of is a letter carrier who, by definition, walks 8 to 10 miles a day. And as I say that, there are going to be letter carriers on here that say, "Nuh-uh, I walk way more than 10 miles a day." We had somebody that said they walked 18 miles a day.
They absolutely
which is more than a half marathon. Yeah. So if you think about that, you're doing that on a regular basis. And I know, like you all know, that you keep your jobs for 20, 30, 35 years, all the way to retirement. Well, over time, and if you saw, I posted this on Facebook a couple of nights ago, over time, your joints wear out. And so we have a lot of people, and it's not funny, it's very interesting, because I'm a guy with 2 bad knees. I've got no cartilage left. I'm bone on bone. I've got screws in both knees. I've got torn ligaments that have never been repaired. So nobody knows more about bad knees than I do, except you. And so anyways, I was thinking, gosh, you all work so hard and walk so far and do so much on your lower body that there's a lot of knees that are just shot, like mine. And so the CA2 is for you. It's something that happened over a period of time. It's from walking 8 to 10 miles a day over 20 years, or 10, or 8, or whatever. And, a CA1 would be for a knee that you stepped down out of your vehicle and twisted your knee. That's a CA1. But this, what I'm talking about, a CA2, develops over time from wear and tear. And I have so many federal employees that say, "Oh, I didn't even know that I had that option. I didn't know that I could go and report an injury when no injury happened." Well, it's a condition. It developed over time. It's a CA2 condition. And many of your supervisors are going to say, "Well, I need proof from your doctor that you're actually hurt." And if you have this book, you'll know that in the rules, laws, and regulations section, there's a law that states that supervisors cannot wait on supporting documentation before turning in your paperwork to DOL. So when they say, I need to see medical documentation, the answer is no, you don't. You don't have a medical license to even understand what my doctor might say to you. So they don't get to argue. They don't get to say, I don't think you're really hurt. That's a medical decision. So you fill out your CA2 and they're required to fill out their part. Now, if they don't fill out their portion, that's potentially a safety violation in which you should call OSHA, 1-800-321-OSHA, and ask them what they think. I've got these knee problems that happen at work and my supervisor won't let me report my injury. OSHA says that your sixth employee right is the right to report a work injury. Why do they say that if it's not your right? Okay. And then they say it's a crime to prevent you from doing so. So your supervisor has got to, even if they don't like it, fill out that second page of the CA2, let you fill out the first page and give you a copy of everything. That's what the rule states. The law in the Code of Federal Regulations states that. So you should all be thinking, all right, what is a CA2 condition? What do I have? And maybe you don't. I hope you don't. I don't want any of you to have these issues, but the deal is many of you do. So if you're walking around limping, but nothing specific happened, you didn't twist your knee or twist your ankle, if your hips have been bothering you, your knees are bothering you, your ankles, the arches of your feet, if these things are hurting you, but you can't point to one thing that happened, but you carry the mail and you walk 8 to 10 miles a day for the last 10 plus years, it might be your job. And so what you want to do is go to your doctor and ask, hey doc, this is what's happening. This is what I'm feeling. What's my problem? Now, any doctor worth anything is going to say, well, tell me what you do. I carry the mail. What else do you do? Do you rock climb? No. Are you a marathon runner? No. Do you play basketball on the weekends? No. Anything else? No. I sit on my sofa and I like to do gardening sometimes, whatever it is, But I walk 10 miles a day, and that's my job description. Well, it's clear that it was your job that caused this because nothing else does. So don't be hesitant to report a CA2 claim. It's like so many people are, because once it's approved, you can actually get help. Many of our doctors, not all of them, but I'm looking at a sheet of paper over there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our offices that I'm aware of have very advanced techniques that will add cushioning to your knee joint with injections. And they all have knee braces that are called unloaders. They actually relieve the pressure off of your knee so that you can do more work. There's a lot of really great things that are out there you can do that you have no access to if you don't report your CA2 claim. So, you can have access to it, but guess what? You're going to pay for it out of your own pocket. If you report this injury or this condition with the CA2, then you can get this accepted and you can get help without it costing money out of your own pocket. So that's the whole point. This stuff is happening. It's happening to many of you. I don't want to say all because that would be definitely an exaggeration, but a lot of you. And not just letter carriers with knees, but what about someone that's got, who's doing casing all day long where your shoulders are going like this, okay?
Yep.
And who's reaching out of their window all day long to go like this? Now your shoulders are jacked up. And, who's fine gripping with their hands all day, every day? No, man, now you got carpal tunnel syndrome. These things happen. It's a real thing. It happens. But you shouldn't assume that it's your fault. Many times, most of the time, as a federal employee, it's linked directly to your job. And so if you're somebody that's got pain, swelling, bruising, like some of the pictures I saw, it looked like surgery just happened or like a car wreck.
Yeah.
If you've got these things going on in any of your joints and you're having a hard time dealing with it, go to the doctor and find out what's going on. And if this is work-related, you go straight to your supervisor and fill out a Form CA2. And then you go find a doctor who can help you. They don't all have these advanced techniques that those offices I told you about do, but many of them can refer you out to those things, and all of them can get you the bracing you need to make your job easier. So it's not so painful to go back to work tomorrow. So there's a lot of stuff that can be done if you'll just report it. Just let your supervisor know you're having this problem, fill out a CA2, and take all that to your doctor, and then see what happens. If you come to a Federal Injury Center's office, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get your claim accepted. And what happens is you get better. If you go someplace else, you still have a good chance to get better. You have no chance to get better if you don't try. You got to try. So that's what a CA2 is. I want to talk a little bit about what it takes to get one accepted. A lot of doctors are dismayed. They're like, oh, I can't believe you can actually get an injury accepted that developed over a 10-year period. Well, that's just part of the deal. That's OWCP allows for this. And they're often not willing to do the work that it takes to get a claim accepted of that nature. Our offices obviously are. But for you, what it takes is to be able to tell a full story to your doctor about what you've been doing for the last 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is, that's led to the problem that you're dealing with. I've been using knees. It could be anything, obviously. And you got to explain to the doctor, what am I doing here, or here's what I do every day that's caused this problem. And the doctor's got to be able to write that up and explain that, prior to joining the Postal Service or the VA or the TSA or whatever, this person had no symptoms, no back pain, no knee pain, no shoulder, elbow, whatever, wrist. But over the last several years or months or weeks or whatever, doing the following things at their federal job, these things have developed. And we did imaging and found out that this is happening. We did an x-ray and found out that this is happening. We did a nerve conduction test and found out this was happening. And the only thing that can explain this is the job. Because this person is not a rock climber, a basketball player, a football player, or a marathon runner, or anything else. They don't do these things anywhere but work. And they're having these problems. It's not a coincidence, it's the job. And so your doctor's got to be able to explain it in great detail how that CA2 condition came on and over what period of time and doing what activities. That's what our doctors do, and we get them all accepted. I mean, I say all. Obviously, there's an outlier from time to time where they don't get accepted immediately. But then, we go back and we do an appeal, a request for reconsideration, and we go again until we get them accepted. So that's my explanation on what a CA2 is and how to get it approved. But the most important thing I can tell you is report. Don't ignore. Don't hope for the best. It's not just going to get better. Your job's not going to get easier. You're not going to get younger. This thing is only going to get harder. I used to, before COVID, we'd go and train live in front of carriers and AFGE groups and all kinds of groups, right? Clerks, mail handlers. And I would always ask for a show of hands, who here is younger today than you were when you started this job? Obviously nobody. And does 70 pounds weigh the same or some different weight now than it did before? Well, it's the same. Well, you're older and weaker and it's the same. This job's going to get harder. What are you going to do about it? So what you do about it is report your injury and get better. Get the help you need.
All right, let's see here. So we'll come back again and recap at the end about CA2s. A lot of you have been posting questions, so I'm going to tell you where I'm able to see the first question. Patisse Lee said, my shoulder is messed up now and hurting and still swelling too. File it if it happened over a period of time.
Yeah, so if it happened in one shift, follow CA1. If it happened in multiple shifts, follow CA2. And then go to your doctor and take a copy of everything.
Any physicians in St. Louis? Not yet.
Not yet, but we really want it.
Juanita King. How about the shoulder from casing and carrying mail in the bag? And yes, curbside delivery.
Absolutely. The thing is, your doctor should be able to explain in great detail what you do for a living, because you should be able to explain that to your doctor and even bring in a written job description. That's very helpful.
Does FIC have any psychiatrist? Well, we don't have any on our team, but I know in Florida, one is in the process of getting credentialed. She's not a psychiatrist, but she is a counselor. And the other one, there's a doctor in Clearwater, Largo area.
But we don't have psychiatrists as Federal Injury Center's doctors, but many of our Federal Injury Center's offices have doctors they refer to.
Yep. Arlene McDuffie, it was so good seeing you in New York. She said, this service is really needed for many postal employees who have to deal with aggressive, abusive supervisors. True. Victor Sanchez say, I called them stupid visors.
Get the shirt, Victor.
Stephanie Hauser said, yes, I'm out since September and in the process of filing for emotional distress, bullying and then embarrassing me in front of others due to my medical conditions. Guys, we tell you this all the time. If supervisors or anybody is discussing, especially supervisors and management, if they are discussing your health issues and what's going on with your claims, contact OSHA, contact your union,
EEO.
Contact EEO, and you can definitely file a complaint with the DOJ, Department of Justice. They're the ones that handle all HIPAA issues. So you have a lot of routes to go. And don't give up. It'll take some time, but don't give up.
Yep.
Janet McIntosh says, what if you get a PDI for reporting a claim saying failure to follow procedure. It's tennis elbow from the job.
Just go to your union and have them fight it. That happens all the time. Many of those are just thrown out, but the union's going to be required to help with that.
Melanie Ramney said, I have an open CA2. What a mess. Already had the knee replacements and everything's still pending. Come to find out, I was accepted for medical, but didn't cover the replacement. Now I find out the doctor didn't properly help expand out. What do I do after the fact, and can anything still be done? Still in a lot of pain, even after the knee replacements. Doctor is no help.
Yeah, so you can always get a diagnosis expansion to add the diagnosis that caused the knee replacement. As soon as they approve that diagnosis, they'll approve the knee replacement and it'll be covered. But you're right. You said expand. You're 100% right. You got to have the correct diagnosis in there for them to approve and pay for your surgery.
Arlene McDuffie said, how many times can you file for reconsideration?
As many times as your doctor can find new information to give. So there's technically an infinite number of reconsiderations you can file because there's an infinite number of ways your doctor can give new information after reading a new denial letter. So there's no cutoff in the rules for how many you can file. You can just file as many as it takes.
There's no cutoff, but remember, file it in a timely manner.
Yeah, if you wait more than 12 months to file your reconsideration, then you've just lost it. It's over, and nobody can help you, not even me.
We have a little story on that, actually. I couldn't sleep that night, and I think it was maybe like 11:20 or something in that
late.
hour.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be looking at the messages on Messenger on Wednesday night chats, which I really don't do because we have people that do that. And I told Chris, oh my gosh, this lady says she has until midnight to file her reconsideration, and she didn't have anything to file. And then?
Well, it was a miracle because it turns out I had a appeal request form saved to my phone that was blank.
Yeah.
It's not a miracle. I do this for a living. And so the miracle was she contacted us like 30 or 40 minutes before her deadline. We were able to email this form to her. She was able to fill it out and e-comp it before midnight. So she actually got her reconsideration request in on time.
By like 3 minutes.
Just in the nick of time. If she didn't know to contact us, that claim is dead.
And if I didn't happen to look at that message at that particular time, again, like I'm telling you, I really don't, she would have been screwed.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful that we were able to help her and save her. But we won't be always able to do that, so please make sure you get it in a timely manner.
And let your friends know, you got 12 months to do a reconsideration, not 12 months in 1 day, and not 12 months in 1 minute. It's over.
Yeah. Juanita King says, nobody is younger working at USPS.
That's right, Juanita.
Aw. Stephanie Owens Basu said, I have approved CA2, had shoulder surgery on October 1st. I filled out my CA7 for each pay period. Still haven't received pay. Is this normal? Each time I call my caseworker, she keeps telling me it would be next week. Today she told me she's waiting on her supervisor to approve it. I should be paid by next Friday.
I would call your claims examiner, not your nurse case manager or caseworker, and find out if there's something missing. Because here's what happens. If you didn't attach all the correct documentation, which most people don't, then what you're going to receive in the mail is a letter of denial, not a check. So call your claims examiner and see if they need anything else.
Kevin White says, a chiropractic surgeon I saw when I mentioned the claim forms said, knowing the government, it will be some kind of super complicated paperwork. Uh-oh, that didn't sound promising for getting a claim approved. You guys have to remember, chiropractors, even MDs, they don't want to do this.
Well, and they don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And they've heard all the horror stories that you guys have. But your horror stories are their fault. They just don't realize it yet. Yes, it's complicated. Yes, there's a lot of paperwork. Yes, CA1s and 2s aren't used anywhere but the federal government. There's no place else in this country that's got the systems and rules and forms that you guys have. That's why so few doctors want this, but that's why it's such a strength to be associated with federal injury centers, because all 56 or whatever offices of ours desperately want to help you because they figured it out. It's not Japanese to them anymore. They read it in plain English.
Yeah. H.M. Rosa said, what form has to be filled out to get reimbursed for paying health benefits pending CA2 approval?
An OWCP 915, and all forms, all forms that I mentioned or that are mentioned on this Wednesday Night Chats can be found at federalinjurycenters.com on the OWCP forms tab. But you need an OWCP 915, which is a medical reimbursement form.
Carol Marchand said, when are you coming to the Bremerton, Washington Center? So if those of you that didn't catch what I said at the beginning, we have just emailed all of our doctors. We are going to be going on tour after February is actually when we're really going to start. And we have every Thursday that we will be somewhere for about 2-3 months. I think January, February, March, maybe a little bit of April until the rest of the year. We're going to be on tour, meaning we're going to do meet and greets. We're going to have you guys come to the office, meet the doctor, meet the staff, appetizers and drinks. And so as soon as I post it, start watching, because I'll be posting them as we get new dates. So as soon as we get a date for the Bremerton office, we will put it down and you guys will see it. Okay?
But that just means a hell of a lot of air miles. Oh, and I'm so overflying. Where's the high-speed rail when you need it?
You're so overflying.
Oh man,
that's my sky office. You guys see when I post that.
And then we go through TSA and like nobody even knows who I am. Like those of you that have asked me for my autograph in your book, and I've said okay, I'll sign it. I sign them all, but okay, I'll sign it. But I'm not famous. You know how you know I'm not famous? Because nobody at TSA knows who I am.
I'll sign the books.
I go through TSA. Set her aside. I go through TSA more than any other human being in this country. They have no idea who I am. So, anyways.
You guys at TSA, give them a little, hey, Chris.
I get no love. I should wear metal or something, so they'll at least stop me and say, hey, you. They don't even see me. They're like, okay, just go. Just go through.
Shella said, got hurt on the job. Someone hit me from behind. Owed back pay for 2 months. Went to the doctor. They told me to go to because I thought that's what I was supposed to do, and now they say I can't get paid because I went to a PA instead of an MD. Is there something I could do?
Yes
you can
go to another doctor, run like hell away from there and find somebody else. And also you need to call Eric Blowers, because if you got hit from behind, you have a third-party claim, and Department of Labor is going to require you to pursue the third party. Unless you're a lawyer, how are you going to do that without one? So you should contact Eric Blowers. He's the best I know of at third-party claims, and everybody on here that's met him will agree. So that's what you need to do. Go to another doctor and get a lawyer, because you're going to have to sue the third party. You have to. You're just required. It's part of the deal.
If you guys want some help and some information with that, give us a call at 877-787-OWCP, and one of the girls, when you call tomorrow, they'll be able to give you Eric's phone number, especially for car accidents, federal car accidents. Please contact Eric.
Yeah.
Kim Davis. Hey, Kim.
What's up, Kim?
She said, I have an open CA2 right now for my shoulder. Oh, Kim.
Hey, we know a good doctor in Fort Myers. You should check him out.
Vincent Sapone said, you guys are awesome from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Hello.
Thank you, Vincent. We appreciate that. You're awesome. Thanks for saying so.
Jenny Lynn, any in South Jersey? We don't have anything in South Jersey, but the closest one would be in Manhattan. I know it's a hike, but that's the closest one so far.
Yeah, and I was talking to Ron Speakman earlier this afternoon, or late in the afternoon, but definitely before we started this. And we were talking about how it's so much more costly to have a denied claim than it is to drive someplace. So you may have to drive a few hours to get to a doctor, and it may cost you, $100 in gas, but it costs way more to have a denied claim. Believe me. Ask around. Ask anybody that's on here. Denied claims are painfully expensive.
S. Junior Roy, you said, do you have any neurologists in Atlanta, Georgia? Well, we don't know, but we do have Dr. Cooper out there. If you are seeing him,
he'll know how to refer you out.
He'll refer you out. And you guys have to remember, if you go to the emergency room and they say, go see a neurologist, go see an orthopedic surgeon, please find an OWCP doctor first before you go to a specialist. Because what's going to happen? Your claim's going to get denied and you're just going to be screwed.
And paying money out of your own pocket.
Yeah. Ron Speakman said, got stupid visors, like a shirt, like got milk. Any doctors in South Carolina? Yes. Please go to the website. It's in Greenville, South Carolina at federalinjurycenters.com. Click locations and their locations on there. Let's see. Carolyn Elliott, what is a CA2?
Well, a CA2, Carolyn?
Yeah, Carolyn.
Carolyn.
Elliott.
A CA2 is a form that you fill out. The bottom right-hand corner of every OWCP form has a form number. This one's called CA2, and it's a mouthful of a name, so I call it a CA2, but it's the form that you fill out when you have a condition or injury that developed over a period of time, 2 or more shifts, days, weeks, months, or years. And by filling that form out with your supervisor and the supervisor turning it into Department of Labor, that is you reporting and having a chance at having an accepted claim so you can get better for whatever condition you have that was filled out on that CA2.
Mary D. Polito, hello. I've been in Facebook jail, LOL, banned from going on lives.
Welcome to our world. Been there, done that.
So what if an accepted injury causes you to have another injury, like your injured knee gives out and you fall off the porch steps?
That's called a consequential injury because, like I say, but for this injury, this other one would have never happened. And so when you have that situation come up, your doctor has to write a narrative called a consequential injury report explaining how this new condition would have never occurred if you didn't have the other condition.
Patisse Lee said the union will not help you if you are not paying your dues.
So I saw that Ron responded to this already, and he said, well, they're actually required to help, and they are required to help to a certain level. So I would not avoid going to unions for help. And at the same time, I want to be the one that says I would not avoid being a union member. I think you should pay dues and get the help because when you need it, it's too late. You know, you want to have it. You want to have them in your corner already. So I'm a big believer in unions because they do the fighting that I can't do. I want to, but I'm not in the federal workforce, so I can't fight for you in a way they can.
Justin Luier said, I have an existing CA1 claim accepted for permanent aggravation to a degenerative disc disease from years ago. Can I file a CA2 for worsening of the condition?
Yeah.
If so, do you have any physicians in Montana to go to for medical evidence? Montana?
We wish we did. We love Montana. I'm a big fan of the movie Yellowstone, or the TV series. I would love to have a doctor there. We just don't yet. But the first part of your question is, yeah, that's a reportable condition. Anything that is pre-existing that's worsened by the job is covered.
Yeah, and Justin, we're actually going to be in Montana in January for a couple days in Billings.
Yeah, we are.
So, Renee Marie said, doctor responded to OWCP request to update injury diagnosis. I emailed him with the details on how to write the narrative. This was disregarded and I was told his appointment notes should be sufficient, but he added a single paragraph. I know this won't get approved because he did not connect the past testing results and the original injury. This is the only doctor I found that would attempt OWCP paperwork, and my claims examiner said CA7 and travel won't get approved until everything is updated. The medical staff is pushing me to switch to my personal insurance and copay for further treatments. Oh, gee.
I switched to another doctor.
I feel stuck and out of options.
Where are you located? Did she say where she's located?
I can't remember where she's located.
Fine. Where are you located? But that's crap. What you're going through is what so many people go through. And to tell you, well, it's time to switch to health insurance means that the doctor has given up because it's the doctor's fault. Period. It's their fault.
Renee Rose said, hey, Jeannie, good to meet you today. It was so funny because I went to see Dr. Lee and Dr. Suma in Pinellas Park because my neck has been messed up and I have TMJ. So I decided to go there, and I purposely didn't wear a Federal Injury Center shirt just because I didn't want to be seen. And then Renee looks over, she's like, I know you, I watch you. And then the new girl that they have was like, what is it that you do? But it was really nice meeting you too, Renee. I tried to get Chris to come in, but he was on a phone call waiting for me in the car.
A 98-minute phone call.
That's bad. I wasn't even in there for 98 minutes.
I lost consciousness at some point. Like, totally lost consciousness.
But it was a pleasure meeting you today.
And I couldn't feel my face. My fingers were like, oh, no, I got to hang up.
Oh, my gosh. Sandra Fulmore said, what do you do when you had to go to a personal doctor, but he wants to write a narrative or fill out a CA form and no diagnosis?
Well, no diagnosis means no approved claim. So what should you do? Find a doctor who will do a diagnosis or tell your doctor they've got to do it. No diagnosis is no approved claim. There's nothing to approve if you don't have a diagnosis.
You know, it seems like we're And when we're laughing, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing because these doctors are so, I can't even find the word. When they think they're helping you and they think they know what they're doing and they don't, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean...
Well, too many doctors, I could speak to it.
Yeah, and when we say, go check for a location, it's because we don't even know. I remember we were trying to help a doctor find an orthopedic surgeon in Alabama, and it took 11 phone calls that Chris had to make to find one. So imagine, we understand what you're going through, and we're trying the hardest to just try to get a doctor in your state. And if I were you, I would just go to the closest doctor just to save you from financial disaster.
The closest doctor, like any closest doctor, or do you mean closest Federal Injury Center's doctor?
Closest doctor that accepts OWCP.
Yeah, I agree with that. So
it doesn't have to be our office.
No, it doesn't. We'll help you regardless. But the problem with doctors, I think it's universal. I used to manage the doctor's offices, so I understand what it takes to stay in business tomorrow. If a doctor doesn't make money, they can't be a doctor tomorrow, right? So you can't help anybody if you're out of business tomorrow. But the problem is they get into, well, I got to make money for every little thing I do. If I'm going to spend 5 minutes here, I need to make money for my 5 minutes. And I think it's short-sighted. Doctors that don't want to take the extra time to write a better narrative, they're just missing out and they're hurting you. And it's all about the money. And again, at Federal Injury Centers, they're not allowed to take your money or ask you for insurance ever. So their only option is to do a good job.
Yeah, and you guys...
They don't get paid if they do a bad job. That's just how it goes. You don't get paid, and you don't turn anybody away, and you don't tell them to go get their health insurance. You did a bad job. Fix it.
Yeah, and we tell you guys all the time, we will never take money from you. A lot of people are like, oh, but in the end, you'll get a bill. Has any of you ever gotten a bill from any of our doctors?
Yeah, and somebody has been... Not somebody. There have been a number... Let me do this for a second. I'm going to tread very lightly because I don't want to offend my friends who are union reps who know what we're doing. So I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about the union presidents and vice presidents and stewards that are with us and know what we're about because I'm not talking about you. But there have been an unusual number of people who have been told by their union that we're scamming them or that we're getting some kickbacks.
Kickbacks, that was the word.
It makes me absolutely freaking nuts. You have no idea. So what that does to you is it prevents you from getting help because you're thinking, oh, what's happening over here? And it's maddening. Ask everybody that's on here, that's watching, that's been following us for years, how many dollars or pennies they've ever paid. Nothing. Nobody pays anything to anybody for anything ever. So that takes out the kickback thing because there's no exchange of money at all, ever. So tell your friends.
Yeah, we have
those
contracts and attorneys,
Those people that are not getting help from Federal Injury Centers because they're concerned about kickbacks. Seriously, those of you that are here that have the experience, set them straight, okay? Because you're here and you know. And anyways, we're here trying to do the best we can. But I was telling Tom the other day in Charlotte that, Tom, we're not doing a good enough job getting the word out that we're not scamming people. Like, I just assume people understand that we're not. And I assume people realize we're not taking kickbacks. I mean, we've never taken a penny from you or anybody else. So I don't want to beat a dead horse. But if anybody tells you, especially from your union, don't go there, especially in northeastern states, or one of them in particular. Look, that's not what we're about. We love you. We're helping you. And we're helping you even if you go to another doctor. We don't care.
Yeah.
Go anywhere. I'm still helping you. Like, you don't see me going, oh, no, I'm not answering that question. Right. That's not one of our patients. Hell no, I'm answering every question. So keep them coming.
We have patients that come on here or call us and call our staff and our team that are seeing other doctors, and we still help them. We're not, the question never comes up, well, what doctor are you seeing? The reason if they do ask that, it's just because the doctor's office should be helping you.
Yep.
But that we don't say, no, don't go there. We'll help you regardless. So...
Anyways, but I want to clarify. I love the unions.
We do.
All of them. Every one of them. I love everybody at the unions from top to bottom. National president all the way down to the newest person that just got hired today. I got no problem with any of you. You shouldn't have a problem with me either.
Nope. Melanie said, with the knee replacements, I asked the doctor to help expand out the conditions. He said no and just left it at arthritis. DJD and bone on bone. Work comp says it's not enough. Of course they're going to say it's not enough.
Yeah, the doctor's got to do a way better job explaining these. We have a system where if your knees are bone on bone, we're getting that case accepted because it's pretty clear how it happened. So don't settle for your doctor settling for you to get screwed.
Yeah, and she also said, also feeling like I'll be forced back to work before I'm fully healed. Can they do that while it's still pending and I'm still recovering?
Well, after a certain period of time, they don't have to guarantee your job back. Like if you're a rural carrier after 2 years, or if you're another regular postal employee after 1 year, but they can't fire you. So at least there's that. But do your best to get better before the 1 or 2 years. And I know that's easier said than done. Look, I'm in this business. I've been doing it since I wasn't even 21 years old. So I understand. And like I said, I've got the knee problems and the back problems and the shoulder problems. I have it all.
Yep.
So I get what you're going through. But still, I'll tell you, you've got to work your ass off to get back before that time period comes up. And you have to, face some tough decisions.
Laverne Calhoun said, I was injured in 2019 and have been enduring hardship. Laverne, give us a call and let's see how we can help you.
Yeah.
877-787-OWCP.
Or send us a Facebook message and somebody will call you back.
Vin Tran said, God be with you both. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Impairment rating doctors in New Jersey. The only doctor that we know close to Jersey would be our Manhattan doctors.
Yeah, and
we'll be getting ready to start, I think, in January.
So Dr. Shockey actually already started the training on impairment ratings.
Okay, so
for the 6th edition.
You might want to call. Go on the website, get their phone number if that's where you want to go.
And Christine Foster de Francia, that answers your question. The doctor we have is in Manhattan.
Yeah.
You're not quite there yet, but I can see it here.
Arlene McDuffie said, had a CA2 denied in 2017. Did not do the reconsideration. I thought when OWCP says no means no, it means no. Nope. I let the case go. Symptoms returned in 2018 and increased in 2019. Is there hope?
Yeah, I think actually due to date of last exposure, which I never talk about here, you could probably file a new CA2 and we can talk about what's been happening in the last couple of years. So send us a message with your phone number in it on Facebook, and I'm going to have someone get a hold of you and tell you what you can do to get help.
Carolyn, you want to know if we're going to be in Knoxville? Joe, our partner, is still working on lots of doctors. So please, guys, don't give up hope. As soon as we get more and more doctors, we'd let you guys know. And I will be updating and posting afterwards, or probably tomorrow, a new list with all of our new doctors if you're not able to get on the website.
Yeah.
Emma said, I was accepted this year from my fall 3 years ago. 3 different body parts. I had shoulder surgery this past July. And now my doctor put in for ankle surgery and work comp denied surgery. Now my doctor is writing another narrative to try to get it approved. Claim adjuster just told me I need to do a CA2 now, but it's not.
So don't do a CA2 if it shouldn't be. Instead, let your doctor write a great diagnosis expansion to make sure you have the right diagnosis approved. Because, like, for example, if your diagnosis is a sprain's not surgical. They'll never approve it. So make sure you've got the right diagnosis that could be surgical. That's the key. In almost every case where they say they won't approve surgery, it's because you have the wrong diagnosis.
Yeah. Sonia Summers, Atlanta, soon, please. We do have a doctor in Atlanta.
His office, you can see the airport from there.
Go to federalinjurycenters.com. Great doctor, Dr. Cooper.
Yep.
Janie Johnson said, so if I get a letter of denial and went to the post office doctor, can I then change my doctor to the Federal Injury Centers?
Yes, you just need to do a change of treating doctor letter. And for those of you that don't know how to do that, it makes sense because it's complicated. If you'll go here, okay, it's free. What I'm telling you to do is free. Go to breakingowcp.com and there's a free forms tab and there's one that says change of treating doctor. Download that form and use it to write your letter. Don't turn that form in. And it says on there, don't turn this form in. Use that form as a guide to write your letter.
Yeah. Renee Rose said, I recognized Gini today, even though I wasn't dressed in my uniform.
She was trying to be in disguise, but this face is never in disguise. Everyone knows who she is.
Even calling the claims examiner who initially claimed to have all documents, but then forced out claims examiner did not have all the documents. Very upsetting because I believed it until I found out otherwise.
Yeah, so when you e-comp things, you should send your documents by e-comp. You can't send a CA1 or 2 by e-comp, but a lot of other stuff you can. ecomp.dol.gov. ecomp.dol.gov is the web address. And what you want to do is get an account there so you can upload things to there because it gives you what's called a DCN, which is Document Control Number. And this number has an associated date and time. And so when you make a note of that DCN and the date and time, the claims examiner, when they say, I never got that, you can just say, what about this DCM that I uploaded at this date and this time? And 100% of the time, they'll look it up and go, oh, you mean that document. So upload your stuff through eComp, ecomp.dol.gov.
Janet McIntosh said they had an individual file a CA1 for the injury. Do they fill out a CA2?
Wait, I'm sorry. Read that again.
She said they had an individual, probably supervisor, fill out a CA1 for the injury. Do they still file a CA2?
No, I mean, look, if the injury happened in a single shift, it goes on a CA1, period. If it happened over 2 or more shifts, it goes on a CA2, period. You don't interchange them. It is what it is. So you just fill out the form that matches how it happened.
Arlene McDuffie said, why does eComp delete your previous claims from their website?
I don't have an answer for that. I didn't know they do that. So I can't speak to that. I'm sorry.
Maribel Morales said, it's awesome to have y'all. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Julie Kiker said, when did the post office stop filling out any paperwork? CA-17s, CA-16s?
Well, there is no time that they should stop filling out paperwork because that's their only job in OWCP. They have no other job but fill out papers. That's it. I mean, clearly to be jerks and pains in the backside, but their only job is to fill out forms and get the heck out of the way. So no, they still fill them out. If they're saying they won't fill them out, file a grievance, contact OSHA when they won't let you fill out your CA1 or 2. If they won't let you get paid with a CA7, contact EEO and file an EEO claim. Don't put up with it. Just don't take it.
Yeah, Kathy, we have a doctor in Greenville, South Carolina. Just go to federalinjurycenters.com and you can find their information there. Laverne Calhoun said, my case is horrible. I need to speak to someone seriously. Again, Laverne, call us tomorrow, 877-787-OWCP.
And those of you that don't want to make phone calls, send us a message on Facebook Messenger with your phone number and we'll call you back. And in fact, that may be the best thing because if a lot of people are calling us at one time, you may feel like you're being ignored when you're not. So why don't you send us your phone number through Messenger and somebody will call you. That way you don't feel like you're being ignored.
Yeah. Sonia said, if you have an accident inside the plant parking lot before you electronically clock in, can you file a claim as well as your insurance? I heard you on the clock 2 hours before your shift and 2 hours after.
Well, I don't know about 2 hours. 30 minutes sounds reasonable. If you're just hanging out, and I'm not making fun, but like loitering. If you're just hanging out and then you happen to get hurt, it might not be covered. But the rule does allow for you to get to work at a reasonable period of time before your shift starts. So you have time to park, get out of your car, go into the building, clock in, maybe use a restroom, get your stuff ready. And anything that happens from when you get to your work site in the parking lot to when you start your job is covered. But if you're there 2 hours early, it might not be covered.
And remember, if it's an auto injury, contact Eric first. Please do not call your state personal injury
or
attorney.
Local PI attorney, don't.
Katie said, I'm a rural carrier, approved CA2 for torn rotator. Typically, we are told no light duty on the roll side. Is it different if it's work related?
No, usually rural carriers don't allow for light or limited duty. They just take you off of work and you get paid the whole time you're off of work. It's a silly thing. I'm not sure why it's that way, but I haven't thoroughly read the rural carrier contract, so I can't really speak intelligently to it.
Joseph said, if I retire before I'm healed, am I still covered?
You're covered for the rest of your life, as long as your claim was ever accepted.
Yeah. And make sure, those of you that are going to be going into retirement, file your claims before you go into retirement, or else you lose all those benefits.
Yeah, if you file your claim even one day after retirement, you're never getting it approved, so don't wait.
Kathy, any doctors in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina?
Not yet, but it sounds like a fun place.
Juanita King said, so sad not all union fight, even if you are paying dues and are personal friends with the postmaster.
Well, that may be, but the union folks that are here watching don't fit that description, thankfully. So I just want to say, don't paint them all with that brush. There's some bad ones, but there's a bad apple in every group.
Oh, Derek is on. Hey, Derek.
What's happening, Derek?
Maribel said, I turned in a CA-17 in October and had my surgery the beginning of the month. I still haven't gotten paid. Don't know who to start calling. What do you suggest?
Can I read that again? Turned in a CA-17 in October. Had my surgery at the beginning of the month. I still haven't gotten paid. Don't know who to start calling. What do you suggest? Okay, so number one, is your claim approved? If it's not approved, you're not getting paid, period. If it is approved, did you turn in a CA-7? If you turned in a CA-7, did you attach your documentation? Your CA-17, your CA-20, your doctor's appointments, and your disability narrative. Those are key things, and if you did all of that and you haven't been paid, call your claims examiner and ask what's missing.
Renee Marie said, I'm trying to find a way to get my diagnosis updated so I can get paid. I have been out of work since February, and then I plan to switch to a federal injury center in Chicago or Cleveland. I just don't know how to get things updated with the doctor being fully unwilling to do a proper narrative or even a full exam instead of just talking.
So, Renee, why don't you give us a...
Call us tomorrow. One of the girls will help.
No. Do me a favor. Send us a Facebook message. Specifically, put your phone number and say that you want to talk to Chris so that somebody sees it and they'll let me talk to you. I'd like to talk directly to you and help you out myself.
Susan Walker said, you guys are the best.
Thank you, Susan. We appreciate that.
Sharon said, how quick can you get an appointment with Dr. Cooper in Atlanta? If you make a phone call, Michelle is on right now.
And so is Dr. Cooper. So just let them know you want to make an appointment. They'll help you out.
You can get an appointment like that.
Probably tomorrow.
Bama Edwards said, no bill whatsoever. Federal Injury Centers helps you. They are the greatest.
Oh, thanks. And we had a chance to meet her in Charlotte the other night. What a nice lady. And I'm really happy things are working out for you, and it's Bama.
Bama, if I'm right, say
Bama.
Gini. If Chris is right, that says Bama, say Chris.
It's Bama.
She said Bama.
It's Bama.
I'm going to call her Barbara.
We specifically had this talk. It's because her grandkids were calling her that. You didn't have the benefit of the conversation I had. It's Bama.
Penny Story said, thank you for everything you do. I'm currently trying to get a CA1 approved. I'm using my annual days for the 2 weeks that my doctor took me off work. Can I get those back later?
Bama Edwards says Chris.
Ah!
You have no idea how much I enjoy being right, which is like a full-time job for me.
Womp, womp, womp.
Renee Marie, you're welcome. Be sure that I have your phone number tomorrow so I can give you a call.
Did you answer Penny?
No, I didn't see it.
No. She said, can she get those days back? She got a CA1 approved.
Yeah, if you're using your own sick or annual leave, once your claim being approved, you can do leave buyback. It's a CA7B. So check out a CA7, 7A, and 7B and see which ones apply. You need a 7A if your time off was intermittent. If it wasn't, if the entire period of time you're off work, you don't even need a 7A. Just a 7 and a 7B.
Carolyn said, I've been hurt at work from pushing racks that's so hard to push. I felt a pop and tear and a fire shot down my arm. Ouch. Now I can't use my arm. I was scheduled for surgery on November 18th. It couldn't be done because the doctor's paperwork, he said I fell. Oh my God. And in the diagnosis, he said, I think this is caused from a fall.
I think? The doctor used the words I think? I hope to God that wasn't one of our doctors. We don't say I think. Whatever. But you know what? Tell your doctor to do a better job or find another one is my answer.
Eric Wilson said in capital letters, never have a penny come out of my pocket. You guys are great help. Attorney Blowers is great. Also, Dr. Cooper, FIC in Phoenix City, Alabama is terrific. Well, there you go, guys.
And
pass it on to other people.
Wait, no money out of your pocket?
No money out of
Oh, we must have made a mistake.
Any doctors that can help in New York, Christine, we have a Manhattan doctor.
I told you.
Check it out. Can you stop?
No, I see it faster than you do.
No, then you can't. You're not supposed to. Leslie, I'm a rural carrier, and this started this year after 15 years, a few from Illinois. Huh.
Well, if it started this year after 15 years, you've got yourself a CA2 claim.
Any doctors in Chicago? Yes. Go to the website, and we have another one coming with, I think, 2 or 3 more offices in the area. So.
Yeah, we're working on it. That's a very highly populated area that needs more help, and we're working on that.
Yeah. Emma said, thank you. I love watching you both. You've helped a lot. Sonia said, thank you. Atlanta doctor. That's Dr. Cooper. Justin said, bought your books, by the way, and just got them delivered. Super stoked to read them. Well,
I appreciate it. Glad you got them. I hope they help.
Ron Speakman said, Justin, they're full of knowledge. Share them with your supervisors. Oh, man, Ron, you're so... I just crack up.
Hey, there's a chapter in both books for the supervisor.
Miss Rosa said, how can you submit a OWCP 915 via eComp?
Well, okay, so you're going to have to scan it into your own personal computer with your documentation attached, like receipts. And then from there, once you have that scanned file, you go to eComp and you upload it from your computer.
Stephanie said, I've been filling out my CA7s online with eComp and HR is telling me I can't do that. I have to print out and mail it to HR.
All right, so this is true and not true. Here's why it is true. Because management, or HR, is required to fill out the second page of the CA7. However, I recommend that you let them turn it in and you keep a copy of everything so that if it doesn't get there in the required 5 days from when you fill it out, you can e-comp it. But go ahead and let the supervisor fill out page 2 first and get a copy of everything.
Yeah, as you guys can see, more and more of our doctors are on. They're on here so they could promote their offices and let you guys know where they're located. We have Dr. Giuliani on here. She said, hi guys, Dr. Giuliani here in Miami. I can help anyone. She put her address and her phone number. So those of you in the Miami area, give her a call. She's in South Florida. Justin said no.
North Miami. But yeah, North Miami.
Susan Griffin said, how many days after my injury can I get the form so I can go to the doctor? My supervisor won't give me the form because they don't know what I'm talking about. Of course they don't.
Well, you have 3 years from the date of injury to report your injury with those forms, but your supervisor is required to give them to you the day you request it. And playing dumb is not an excuse. I don't know what to do is not an excuse. They can ask somebody else. Or you can just tell them what to do and they can take your word for it. But file a grievance, because we don't care if they're playing dumb or they just actually are dumb. File a grievance no matter what. And if they won't let you report your injury, contact OSHA, 1-800-321-OSHA, and say to OSHA, hey, these people claim they don't know what to do and I can't file my injury. Is this a problem?
Yeah.
Don't let them get away with it. Playing dumb is not an excuse. I don't think they're playing. Many of them just are. Not all of them. Many of them.
Jerry, I know you said you're going to watch a replay because you're traveling. She said, excited to see Dr. Rosa of Federal Injury Centers tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sweet. Michelle is on there saying, we are in Forest Park, Atlanta. We are here to help. Renee Marie. Girl, I don't know why I stutter and stumble on your name. Said they do have limited duty once you have an approved claim and filled out the CA-17.
Well, if you're a rural carrier, not necessarily, but the rest of them, yes, they're required to offer limited duty when your claim's accepted.
And Erica,
but rural carriers never get that offer.
Right, and Erica said, I'm a rural carrier. I'm working on limited duty right now.
Well, you're the one. What's your secret? Because everyone else here would like to know.
Greta Price said, I'm a rural carrier and supervisor told me there is no light duty for rural carriers.
We hear that all the time.
Renee said, thank you, Chris and Gini. I'm so thankful to have a team with on my side. Of course.
We're happy to be there for you.
Michelle, do you work? Yes, Michelle does work for Federal Injury Center. She works for Phoenix City and Forest Park in Atlanta. And if you go on our website, you can get her number, or if Michelle, or Dr. Cooper, can you guys post your number and let them know where you're located? Ms. Rosa said, we'll never be able to thank you enough for all you two do. Thank you. That is so sweet. Carolyn Elliott said, what LWOP?
Well, I mean, leave without pay is what you select on the CA7, letter A. When you're out of work, your claim's accepted, and you want to get paid to be out of work. So that's LWOP, and you have to still attach the same documentation to the CA7 for that.
If and when the CA2 is approved, can CA7 be filled out since day I've been out to present?
Yep, you can start on day 1.
Juanita King said, denied claim in 2019 from being rear-ended while on tour and appeal because doctor's narrative was not worded right and now missed the reconsideration in July of this year. Is there any help because I was off for 6 months unpaid? Oh,
you missed the 12-month reconsideration deadline. That's tough, but I can't believe I'm saying it like this, but the good news is you were injured in a car accident, so you need to call Eric Blowers.
ASAP tomorrow. Leslie McGee said, doctors in Illinois? Yes, go to the website. I just turned in a second CA2. It's being reviewed, but not much help from the doctor, an orthopedic doctor. I'm a rural carrier and need to speak with someone from your office. Thank you. You can go ahead and message us, or you can directly go on the website, look for the Chicago address, and the phone number is there, and Karen will take your call there.
Yep.
We need doctors in Buffalo, New York. We are actually working on that.
Yeah, we're well aware of it. We're trying.
Western New York.
In fact, our Manhattan office has a connection in Buffalo, so we're working on,
So you guys need
making that happen.
Buffalo, between Buffalo and Rochester.
Yeah, and every. Sorry,
Did I
it's
say
hot
that
here. And then every borough, we know, believe me.
When is book 3 coming? Book 3 will be coming sometime next year. We're still working on
It's
it.
90% written, but I've got a co-author that's writing some
Two
good information.
co-authors.
And one of them is named Eric Blowers. So
I know him.
yeah. So I've got some good, insightful information that's coming, and that's what's holding me back.
Do you have Mobile, Alabama, have a doctor? Dr. Harper is going? Is he
Yes.
getting? Yeah, Dr. Harper will be there. We don't know when, but if you reach out to him.
But soon, very soon. We're going to be talking to him tomorrow or the next day.
Call him and say, get to Mobile.
Yeah.
Mario said, thanks for the great information. Portal Maria said, with all the claims your doctors are getting accepted, you should get kickbacks. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Look, I know it sounds silly to say, but my pleasure comes in the actual acceptance. You have no idea how much joy I get. I'm trying to find happy words because it's how happy I feel every time I see an accepted claim. I mean, we were driving home from the grocery store when she told me there was 3 in McKinney, Texas. I'm like, man, in one day, that's so great.
Yeah.
And that's what we expect. We just expect a lot of accepted claims. We expect it.
Mm-hmm. Jerry, last name HDZ. How would you pronounce that? Heads? I don't know. I'm just trying to be funny. I'm sure you have another last name.
I'm sure somebody thought that was funny.
How long does a CA1 take to get approved?
There's no rule for that. It takes as long as it takes, but it takes a lot longer if you don't report today, take your stuff directly to your doctor, make your doctor write a great narrative, and make sure everything gets in on time. That's the key to getting things done fast, but claims examiners don't have any rules for how fast they have to do things. They'll tell you they have 90 days. I'd ask you to tell them to show you that in writing, because it's not in writing.
Stephanie Hauser said, started my claim in September and still being reviewed. Is this normal? I still have been sending in my CA7s, but yet got no money.
Yeah, you need to call your claims examiner and ask what's missing. Like, why aren't you paying me? And they'll tell you exactly why. They should have sent you a letter.
Gilbert Shaky said, I haven't received any annual since I've been off for the last 2 years. Can I get compensated for that?
You can. You'll have to make sure your claim's accepted and get your doctor to write a disability narrative explaining why you had to be out of work all that time.
Juanita King said, CA16 quite sure is the form because my postmaster and supervisor said the same, that they don't know what that I was asking for. Oh boy. Show them the law. Get the book and show them the law.
Yeah. Now, I do want to point out, because I've been seeing these, and we're going to have to wrap it up soon. A lot of the rural carriers are saying they're getting limited duty. That's fantastic. I'm really happy that's happening. But when I said that generally as a rural carrier you don't get it, it's because generally rural carriers say they don't get it. If you're getting it, that means you've got management that maybe isn't as bad as the other managers, and that's good. I'm happy for you.
Lacey Kraft said, do I get documents from my doctor or are they requested from work comps after I file?
You request your documents from your supervisor. The CA1, the CA2, the CA17, the CA16 all come from your supervisor. The CA7s you can download yourself off Federal Injury Centers or wherever. But those other ones have to start with your supervisor.
Susan Griffin said, what is the form number then that the supervisor gives me so I can see a doctor?
You're talking about a CA16. Now, you can see a doctor without that form. But if you have a CA1 claim and you report your injury within 7 days of the injury, they have 4 hours to give you that form. And that form, the CA16, pays all of your medical bills for 60 days following your injury.
Stephanie Hauser said, how long can you be on work comp? I was wondering if I will get my advanced AL in January.
Well, you can be on work comp for medical for your entire life, but they won't let you be on work comp for money forever. So just do everything you can to get back to work as soon as you can.
Oh, Renee, we are actually going to be getting that. It's so funny. It's what she's asking is a little ticker. So every time we get a claim accepted, it will be updated monthly from all of our doctors nationwide. So let's just say, October, there's, 1,586 claims accepted. It's going to be on there, and I'm going to break it down this is going to all start in January. I'm going to break it down like, Atlanta, 4 cases. It's going to be time consuming, but I am going to do it so you guys can get to see how many of our doctors and claims are getting accepted.
A great majority of them right away.
Lacey said, I mean my records from my doctor to give when I file. Ron said, Carolyn, that's BS, file a grievance. Yep. All right, so that's the end of our questions for today. Tonight we talked about CA2s, what they are, and how to get them. Don't forget, our Black Friday deal is buy one book, buy another book.
It's like, they're already, if you buy them together, they're already basically buy one, get one free. So and I pay for shipping, so the shipping's free. But buy them together and, share them with your friends, get a copy for your friends. But I've got them priced so cheap right now. If I price them any lower, I won't be able to reprint them later. So come get your copies and tell your friends.
Since next week is Thanksgiving, I don't know if you guys want us to go on live next Wednesday or you don't.
What day is Thanksgiving next week?
Thursday. But they're going to be, some people are going to be traveling.
No, we're doing it.
Okay, we're doing it.
We're doing it. We're going to be home, so I want to do it.
Are we skipping next week?
Nope.
So y'all could, no, we're not skipping. Just bought 2. Thank you so much. You guys rock. Been spreading the word throughout in Montana. We will be in Montana soon with a clinic. So you guys just keep letting us know what cities are in need so I could pass it on to Joe, and so Joe can find those doctors for you guys. And he's doing an amazing job finding them.
Yeah.
Please give our doctors about 60 days to get training and everything in place. And again, don't forget, I'm going to be posting tour dates where we're going to have meet and greets. And that way you guys have way in advance time to come out and meet us at the location. So you'll have it's always going to be on a Thursday, sometimes on a Wednesday. If a doctor has 2 offices, we'll do back-to-back days. But it'll be on Thursday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. Whatever time zone you're in, it'll be 6 to 8 p.m. Okay? So get ready. Oregon.
And Renee Marie says, and also your makeup video is awesome. She loves following it.
Oh, thank you. Yes, would love to catch you in Billings. Justin, I'll let you know exactly. Maybe we can get together for lunch.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Stuff.
We love that.
Yeah. So go buy your books, buy your Secret Santa gifts, get your Stupid Visor t-shirts and cups and hats, and we have Federal Injury Center's hats and masks and whatever you want. So you guys get that ready. Thank you guys. We're sorry that we've been off and on. This always happens come October till the end of the year with all the holidays. Again, don't forget, December 2nd, we are going to be in Tucson, Arizona at Dr. David Heaton's office from 6:30 to 8, and that is on a Thursday.
Yeah.
So we'll be there, and we look forward to meeting all of you in Tucson, Arizona, and getting to meet for the first time some Border Patrol guys and girls.
Yep.
And Chris said he was going to tell you something about Matthew McConaughey, who I'm trying to find and maybe date.
Oh, you can do that for sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna save so much money on this deal. I don't remember, what was it that he was doing?
So I found something on Instagram and Facebook, and I posted it on Facebook, and we're gonna go after this, where Matthew McConaughey was showing you how to eat a cucumber.
Oh, no, a pickle.
No, it was a cucumber.
Well, okay, so for her, they're just words. She interchanges them. Earlier she said pickle. Tonight she's saying cucumber. Pickle made more sense because I'm not eating a cucumber.
Well, he showed, if you guys go on my personal page at Gini Helms.
Okay. If you're Matthew McConaughey, you can do something stupid like that. If you're me, you lose followers. So we're going to go ahead and end it. Jesus, I can't believe where this thing goes.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys are so sweet. Thank you.
And Arlene McDuffie says she saw that.
Who?
Arlene.
Oh, yeah, because she follows me on that page. Isn't it funny?
God.
Anyway, guys, you guys have a great night. We will be on next Wednesday. What are we going to talk about next Wednesday?
I don't know. Turkey.
We're going to talk about turkey.
And pickles.
We're actually going to discuss a CA10. Get your CA10s and get them all posted up, because all of you guys are going through hard times right now, delivering lots of packages, working extra hard at the VA, Border Patrol, FBI, everything. So you want to make sure that you understand why it's important to post a CA10.
And Arlene McDuffie says, funny and gorgeous. That'll be enough. That's enough. That's an ender. All right, so we're going to end it on
Anyway,
Arlene's
guys,
comment.
we will see you next week. We're going to talk about a CA10 and why a CA10 is so important to be posting everywhere in your break rooms.
I'll have my CA10 shirts right away,
Yeah.
Renee. All right.
Have
Good night,
a good
everybody.
night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.